So you uploaded your HTML5 ad. It looked great, but the platform rejected it anyway. Welcome to Bannersnack, and today we're counting down the top 5 mistakes that get HTML5 banner ads rejected across Google Ads, DV360, and other major ad platforms. And more importantly, how to fix or avoid every single one of them. Stick around until the end, because the number 1 mistake on this list catches people who think they already know the rules, until the platform proves otherwise. Now, why should you trust this countdown? Because we've worked with thousands of clients running millions of HTML ads across every major platform, and this list isn't theory, it's pattern recognition from the trenches. We rank these based on how often they cause rejection and how frustrated they make people feel.
Serenity now!
Because here is what most advertisers don't realize: these platforms aren't judging your design, they're running your zip through an automated validator that checks a list of technical requirements, and if anything fails, the whole ad bounces regardless of how good it looks. So we are starting at number 5 and working up to the one mistake that trips up more people than all the others combined. And stick around for that one, because there is a twist inside it that changes everything depending on which platform you're targeting. Kicking off our countdown at number 5, the animation that refuses to stop. You build a smooth looping animation, it plays beautifully in preview, and you ship it. The platform's validator has a very different opinion. Google Ads caps animation at 30 seconds. Amazon DSP can go as low as 15 for certain placements, and EAB guidelines specify a maximum of 3 loops or 15 seconds, whichever comes first. After that limit, your ad must land on a clean static final frame. Not fade, not slow down, stop. The fix is quick. Cap the duration, set a loop limit, and end on a solid last frame. Simple rule, but it catches people constantly because infinite loops look perfectly fine in every local preview. At number 4, the backup image. And if your reaction is, the what now? That's exactly why this made it into our list. Every HTML5 ad needs a static fallback image that displays when the HTML5 can render. Without it, your ad slot is just an empty rectangle. But you can toss any image in there. It needs to match the exact pixel dimensions of your ad, stay under the platform size cap, and be a JPEG, PNG, or GIF. Wrong dimensions? Rejected. Forgot it entirely? Rejected. Assume the platform would grab a frame from your animation? It won't. The fix. Include a compliant fallback at correct dimensions in your export package before uploading. Yep, that's a quick fix once you know it exists. But number 3 is your ad's silent saboteur. Number 3, fonts. The quiet budget killer lurking inside your HTML5 ad. Custom fonts make your banner look premium. They also eat your file size alive. A full font family like Roboto in regular and bold can hit 70 to 90 kilobytes compressed. On Google Ads, where your total zip has to stay under 150 kilobytes, that's potentially half your budget gone on fonts alone. And the pain doesn't stop at file size. Sometimes the font looks perfect in your design tool and then renders as Arial after upload because not all font formats are accepted. And most people only find that out after the rejection. The fix? Subset your fonts to include only the characters and weights you use, which can cut size to 60 to 80%. Convert to supported format like WOV2, or use SVG conversions if your tool supports it. And actually preview the actual exported HTML in a browser before uploading. Fonts are sneaky, but number 2, this mistake is maddening in a very specific way, because everything about your ad looks perfect right up until the platform rejects it and won't tell you exactly why. So, number 2 on our countdown, the ClickTag. Here's a quick concept. A ClickTag is a variable that ad platform fills in with its own tracking URL when your ads get served. Instead of hard coding your landing page, you use this variable and the platform handles tracking and redirect. Simple idea, tiny piece of code, and still one of the most rejected technical elements in HTML5 advertising. The maddening part, when a ClickTag fails, your ad looks completely normal. Design loads, animation plays, everything works. You upload it, the platform rejects it, and you're genuinely baffled because nothing seemed wrong. Here is why this trips so many people up. Every platform has its own specific ClickTag variable, its own name, its own format, its own rules. Build an ad for one platform and upload it to another, and the variable of your ad is using simply won't match. It fails with no explanation of what actually went wrong. And it's not just the variable name, platforms expect the entire ad surface to be clickable, not just the CTA button. Get any of it wrong and the whole thing bounces. People also constantly hardcode their landing page URL instead of using the variable. Works perfectly in local testing.
Oh, no, don't go there.
The platform can assign its tracking URL, so the whole thing bounces on upload. The rejection message makes it even worse, doesn't meet requirements. Which requirements? They won't say. Missing ClickTag and wrong ClickTag format produce the exact same vague error. So you start a cycle, change something, re-upload, wait, reject, change something else, re-upload. 3 rounds and an entire afternoon vanishes into a loop that feels a lot like number 5 on our list. The fix: know your platform's ClickTag requirements before you build, not after. Make sure your click zone covers the full ad area, not just the CTA button. And make sure whatever tool you use handles ClickTag correctly for your target platform, because this is the single most important technical detail to get right. Some tools handle this automatically, wink. So yeah, we've covered loops, backup images, fonts, and ClickTag. All real problems, all behind thousands of daily rejections. But before our number 1 pick, one honorable mention. Drum rolls. Unsupported JavaScript. Google Ads requires your ad to be self-contained in the zip with very limited exceptions. DV360 allows more flexibility, but unsanctioned external scripts still get flagged instantly. No-code banner tools generally handle this for you. If you're hand coding, please audit every script before uploading. And yes, loops, backup images, fonts, ClickTag, JavaScript, all real problems. But none of them are our number 1 pick. The mistake at the top of this countdown is one virtually every advertiser has run into, because the rule sounds stupidly simple: stay under the limit. But there's a twist inside this, one that most people never discover until they've already been rejected on a platform they thought they completely understood.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Our number 1 pick for the mistake that gets the most HTML5 ads rejected: file size. 150 kilobytes. That's your ceiling on Google Ads for the total HTML5 zip. For perspective, 150 kilobytes is roughly the size of one medium quality photograph, and you need to fit an entire animated banner inside that space. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, fonts, everything. That alone is brutal. But here's the twist, and this is why it earns the top spot. That 150 kilobytes rule doesn't work the same way on every platform. On Google Ads, 150 kilobytes means the total zip. Everything. No phase loading, no second chances. Your complete ad has to fit. On DV360, you get something called polite loading. Your ad loads into phases. The first 150 kilobytes loads immediately, and then after the host page settles, have your assets load in a second wave that doesn't count against the initial limit. On DV360, your total can reach up to 5 megabytes. That is a massive difference. On Google Ads, you're fighting for every kilobyte. On DV360, you've got real creative breathing room if you structure things correctly. This is why it's our number 1. It's not just the most common rejection trigger across every platform. It's the one where knowing the rule isn't enough, because the rule is completely different depending on where you're uploading. Thousands of people hit this wall on platforms they thought they understood because nobody told them the rules changed. And the people who do know about polite loading, they have a massive creative advantage over the ones who don't. The fix depends on your platform. For Google Ads, compress images before importing, subset fonts, and treat every kilobyte like it matters. For DV360, structure your ad so the first frame loads light and defer heavier assets to the polite load phase. Same number on paper, completely different rules in practice. That's why it's our number 1. So what connects every entry on this countdown? Not one of these rejections had anything to do with creative quality. Every mistake is a structural compliance failure that has nothing to do with how your ad looks and everything to do with how the file gets built and exported. Which brings us to Bannersnack. Built specifically for ad production since 2008, it's not a general design tool, it's purpose-built for creating and exporting banner ads for display and social campaigns. So here's the thing, no tool guarantees zero rejections because platform policies shift and edge cases exist. But Bannersnack's workflow is designed to maximize your chances of a compliant HTML5 ad by handling the structural stuff we just counted down. So we had file size, our number one. There's a built-in quality slider for fine-tuning file size, and the export process optimizes your assets to help stay within the limits. ClickTag on number two. Platform-specific requirements, including click tracking, are handled automatically in the export. No manual setup, no guesswork. Bannersnack offers custom HTML5 exports optimized for specific platforms, including Google Ads and DV360. We talked so much about it. As for the fonts, not all formats are accepted on Google Ads, but Bannersnack has a built-in option to convert your custom fonts to a compatible format during export. What else? Backup image. Number four. Always include one. It shows when HTML5 can render. Export your HTML5, grab a JPEG at the same dimensions, drop it in the zip. Animation loops? Well, loop limits and the stop slide options are built right into the timeline. And the honorable mention, well, don't worry about that. Clean, self-contained exports with no unsupported external scripts. So I guess what I'm saying is that every entry on this countdown is handled before you upload. So we had number 5, infinite animation loops. Number 4, the missing backup image. Number 3, font embedding and file bloat. Number 2, the click tag. We did squeeze in the honorable mention, unsupported JavaScript. And on number 1, file size and the load tier twist. So this is a wrap of our countdown. Make sure to use a dedicated tool so you won't have to deal with any of the things we talked about. Give Bannersnack a try and subscribe for more upcoming content. See you around.